Do you feel like people's opinions or actions constantly affect your peace of mind? What if you could become untouchable, immune to negativity, and unshaken by anything life throws at you? In this video, we'll uncover powerful lessons from legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi that will show you how to build inner strength, protect your energy, and live with unbreakable confidence. Step 1. Master your emotions. One of Miyamoto Musashi's most important lessons is how important it is to control your feelings. He thought that a fighter who lets their feelings control them was already lost. Emotions can make you lose your cool, make bad choices, and leave you open to being manipulated by others, whether you're in war or just living your life. You need to learn how to handle your feelings instead of letting them handle you before you can become invincible. Musashi talked a lot about how important it was to stay cool and clear-headed during fight. Not only is this important for fighting, but it's also important for everyday life. You stop other people from having power over you when you learn to control your feelings. People who can't control their feelings are easily angered, upset, or swayed by outside forces. People who want to hurt or abuse you can't get close to you once you tame your feelings. Being self-aware is the key to controlling your feelings. To deal with your emotional triggers, things that make you angry, annoyed, or upset, you need to learn how to stay cool and logical. They say that the more you do this, the stronger you get. You can get better at this skill by meditating, being aware, and thinking about things. Musashi also taught people how to stay calm when bad things happen. He thought that staying calm even when things were tough was a sign of real power. There is no one who can shake you when you are calm. People may insult you, irritate you, or try to get your goat, but if you've controlled your feelings, it won't matter what they do. When you learn to control your feelings, you gain a sense of inner strength and power that no one can take away. Being emotionally stable is the first step to becoming invincible. It gives you the confidence to go through life, knowing that outside events can't mess up your inner peace. Step 2. Detach from others' opinions. Learning to separate yourself from other people's opinions is another important part of becoming invincible. Musashi thought that real strength comes from inside, and that depending on approval from others makes you less determined. People will always have thoughts about you, whether they are good or bad. But if you let those thoughts affect how you feel about yourself, you give other people power over you. Being detached from other people's ideas doesn't mean you don't care about comments or helpful critiques at all. That is, your sense of self-worth is separate from what other people think of you. Musashi was a master of this way of thinking. He only thought about his own road and didn't worry about what other people thought of him. If you want to be a fighter, he thought, you had to be strong and not need outside support. You are no longer controlled by other people when you stop trying to get approval from them. This is very important because people's ideas are often shaped by their own fears, prejudices, and small views. If you're always trying to get other people to like you, your happiness will depend on their ideas, which can be frustrating and make you question your own abilities. Instead, think about your own goals, beliefs, and sense of self-worth. What other people say doesn't matter as much when you know who you are and what you fight for. It doesn't change how you feel about yourself whether someone compliments or attacks you. This concept was shown by Musashi, who lived his life by his own rules, no matter what other people thought of him. Being less concerned with what other people think also lets you take risks and go your own way without worrying about being judged. A lot of people hold back because they're worried about what other people will think, but once you get over that fear, you can't be stopped. You don't have to worry about getting approval from other people in order to follow your goals, dreams, and hobbies. By learning separating yourself from other people's views, you build an inner strength that can't be broken. It makes you numb to compliments and tough to critiques. No one can use praise or blame to control or trick you because your sense of self is based on your own beliefs and values. Step 3. Develop unshakable self-worth. Having a high sense of self-worth is essential for becoming untouchable. Musashi taught that being self-reliant and strong inside is very important, and it all starts with how you see yourself. If your sense of worth is weak or depends on things outside of you, like success, looks, or other people's approval, you can easily be hurt emotionally. But if you have strong self-worth, nothing can make you lose your balance. Unshakable self-worth means that you value yourself no matter what you do or how other people see you. It means understanding your own worth as a person, no matter what is going on around you. Musashi never let other people's success or failure affect how he felt about himself. He knew that real strength didn't come from awards or fight wins, but from inside. You need to stop focusing on outward validation and start focusing on internal validation if you want to have unwavering self-worth. That is, you should learn to value yourself for who you are instead of what you have done. It also means letting your flaws and mistakes affect your sense of self without letting them. Musashi thought that everyone should always try to get better, but he also knew that no one is perfect. If you want to feel truly self-worth, you need to accept both your skills and flaws. When you have strong self-worth, insults, rejection, and loss can't hurt you. What other people say or do won't bother you because your sense of self-worth isn't based on what they think. You know that your worth comes from inside you, and that no one else can take it away. Saying nice things to yourself and being kind to yourself can help you feel better about your self-worth. Instead of being too hard on yourself, try talking to yourself in a positive and encouraging way. This makes you feel better about your worth and makes you stronger. Setting and reaching personal goals can also help you feel better about yourself and believe in yourself more. Musashi believed that the most important thing in life is to master yourself, and part of that is having a strong sense of your own worth. People can't hurt you when you work on this because it makes you feel better about yourself. Your worth can't be changed, and you always have that power with you. Step 4. Reframe criticism. It's normal to be criticized. You will get feedback from other people at different points in your journey, whether it's helpful or harmful. To become invincible, you need to learn how to use feedback to your advantage instead of letting it hurt you or make you look bad. Musashi knew that criticism, like any other outside force, is only as strong as what you make of it. According to Musashi, everything that happens, even being criticized, is a chance to learn and grow. Instead of getting angry or taking criticism personally, see it as helpful feedback that can help you get better. It is possible to turn even tough or unfair feedback into something useful. If you think this way, you won't let criticism hurt your self-esteem. Instead, you'll stay cool and collected. When you get helpful feedback, see it as a chance to get better at what you do, change how you act, or see things from a different angle. Don't feel attacked. Instead, see it as a chance to learn something. This doesn't mean that all feedback is true or should be taken seriously. But if you listen to it with an open mind, you can learn something from it. When someone criticizes you unfairly or maliciously, on the other hand, try to see it as an attack on the other person, not on you. It's more possible that Musashi would have seen bad words as things that took his attention away from the road, not as attacks on his person. Criticizing others is often done out of jealousy, fear, or a lack of understanding. If you know this, you can take feedback like this in stride and not let it destroy your confidence. Musashi didn't care about what other people thought of him, so he could focus on his own growth. He didn't care what other people thought, and you shouldn't either. You can keep your inner strength and use every event to your advantage if you change how you think about feedback. This way, no one can hurt you with their thoughts or words because you know how to use criticism to make you better. Step 5. Increase situational awareness. Musashi taught and lived by the idea that being aware of your surroundings was very important. To stay alive on the battlefield, a fighter must be able to read their surroundings, spot threats, and move quickly. Situational awareness isn't just useful in battle, though. It's a skill that can help you become mentally and emotionally untouchable in everyday life as well. Being situationally aware means being fully present and aware of what's going on around you, including the people and roles that are playing out. It helps you see possible threats, whether they are mental, emotional, or physical, before they can hurt you. Musashi talked a lot about how important it was to pay attention to everything and not miss anything because it gave him an edge over his opponents. Being more aware of your surroundings can help you handle conversations and relationships better in real life. You become more aware of other people's thoughts and actions, which helps you stay safe from being manipulated, lied to, or emotionally hurt. People around you are less likely to surprise you or take advantage of you if you can read the room, pick up on their body language, and figure out what they really want. Being fully present in the present moment is a good way to become more situationally aware. Focus on what's going on around you instead of doing things like talking on the phone or thinking too much. Before fighting, Musashi would often become fully aware of his surroundings and enter a state of heightened awareness. In the same way, you can improve this skill by paying attention to small things, watching body language, and noticing when someone's tone of voice or behavior changes. Being situationally aware also means knowing yourself, including your skills, flaws, and things that make you feel bad. If you know your own habits, you can guess how you'll react in different scenarios and get ready for them. Being self-aware is important for becoming invincible because it helps you stay in charge even when risks or problems come up. You can protect yourself from hurt, both physically and mentally, by becoming more aware of your surroundings. People can't hurt you or control you as easily because you become less impulsive and more strategic in what you do. Just like Musashi, you live your life with purpose and are always one step ahead. Step 6. Embrace solitude and independence. Miyamoto Musashi spent a lot of time by himself because he thought that being strong meant being at ease with your own company. To become invincible, you have to learn to be alone and independent. This doesn't mean cutting yourself off from other people. Instead, it means building a strong sense of self-reliance that lets you do well whether you're with other people or by yourself. A lot of people are afraid of being alone because they think it means they are lonely or not good enough. Musashi, on the other hand, saw being alone as a chance to think about oneself, grow, and find peace within. You learn to get approval, happiness, and satisfaction from yourself instead of looking for these things from other people when you spend time alone. When you stop relying on outside sources for your happiness, you can't be emotionally manipulated or left behind. Being independent also means being in charge of your own life. Musashi thought that people should live by their own rules, without other people's demands or influences. To do this, you need to be very responsible for your actions and be ready to choose your own path, even if it goes against what most people think. As soon as you choose to be independent, you take charge of your own life, and no one can stop you. Being alone and on your own are also great ways to learn more about yourself. You can think about your beliefs, goals, and wishes when you are by yourself and not being interrupted. Knowing yourself this well is important for becoming untouchable because it lets you live your life honestly and with confidence without letting other people's opinions or views affect you. You can build an inner strength that no one else can break through by accepting silence and freedom. You become mentally strong, robust, and sure of who you are. You stay rooted in your own power, unaffected by the forces that want to hurt or control you, whether you are with other people or by yourself. If you learn these 6 steps, you'll be able to control your thoughts and feelings in any situation. The lessons of Miyamoto Musashi tell us that real strength doesn't come from avoiding problems or strife. It comes from building up the inner power to deal with them without getting upset. You become invincible when you control your feelings. Don't care what other people think. Build unwavering self-worth. Change the way you think about criticism. Become more aware of your surroundings and enjoy being alone and on your own. No one can hurt you because you have built a strong wall around yourself that keeps the outside world out. Ultimately, you live a clear, confident, and peaceful life, not affected by other people's thoughts, actions, or bad moods. Just like Miyamoto Musashi, you follow your own rules and go your own way. You can't be touched.